in the heart of Nevada's desolate landscape, where sagebrush stretches endlessly under a relentless sun, lies a place shrouded in secrecy, Area 51. Its name evokes images of hidden experiments, shadowy government operations, and whispers of extraterrestrial encounters. Yet, before it became a cultural enigma, Area 51 was born out of necessity, a product of Cold War paranoia and the urgent need to outpace a formidable enemy. This chapter traces the origins of Area 51, from its selection as a remote testing ground to its pivotal role in shaping modern espionage and military innovation. The story begins in the early 1950s, when the United States found itself locked in a tense standoff with the Soviet Union. The Cold War was not fought with tanks and bombs alone, but with intelligence and technology. The U.S. needed a way to peer behind the Iron Curtain, to monitor Soviet military advancements without risking open conflict. Enter the U-2, a high-altitude reconnaissance aircraft capable of flying above 70,000 feet, beyond the reach of enemy defenses. But testing such a revolutionary plane required a location as secretive as the project itself, one far from prying eyes and foreign spies. In 1955, the Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, tasked with developing the U-2 under Project Aquatone, scouted for a suitable site. The search led to a dry lake bed in Nevada's Groom Lake region, about 85 miles northwest of Las Vegas. Known as Groom Lake for its flat, hard surface, ideal for runways, this remote expanse was surrounded by rugged mountains and desolate terrain, offering natural isolation. The area was already part of the Nevada Test Site, a vast government-controlled zone used for nuclear weapons testing, which meant it was restricted and heavily guarded. The CIA, in collaboration with Lockheed's Skunk Works division, saw it as perfect. The site selection wasn't random. Clarence Kelly Johnson, Lockheed's legendary engineer, flew over the area with CIA officials, including Richard Bissell, the project's overseer. They noted the lakebed's suitability for a runway and its distance from civilian populations. By April 1955, President Dwight D. Eisenhower approved the acquisition of the land, designating it a restricted military zone. The name Area 51 came from its grid designation on Atomic Energy Commission maps, a mundane label for a place that would soon spark endless intrigue. Construction began swiftly. Temporary facilities, including hangars, runways, and basic living quarters, were erected to support the U-2's development. The base operated under a veil of secrecy, with personnel sworn to silence and access tightly controlled. Workers were often flown in from Burbank, California, on unmarked planes, landing on the Groom Lake runway under cover of darkness. The CIA referred to the site as Watertown, a nod to a nearby water source, but to those in the know, it was simply Area 51. The U-2 program was a triumph. By 1956, the aircraft was conducting test flights, its sleek, glider-like design allowing it to soar undetected over hostile territory. Area 51's isolation proved invaluable, shielding the project from Soviet spies and curious locals. Yet, the secrecy that protected the U-2 also planted the seeds of mystery. Strange lights in the Nevada sky, test flights conducted at night, sparked rumors among nearby residents. In an era gripped by UFO fever, these sightings fueled speculation that the government was hiding something extraordinary. Declassified documents, released decades later, reveal the extent of the CIA's efforts to keep Area 51 hidden. The base didn't appear on public maps, and its existence was rarely acknowledged. Even when U-2 pilot Francis Gary Powers was shot down over the Soviet Union in 1960, exposing the program, the government avoided mentioning Area 51. Instead, it claimed the plane was a weather research craft, a cover story that only deepened public suspicion. Area 51's role extended beyond the U-2. By the late 1950s, it was testing other classified projects, including the A-12 Oxguard, a precursor to the State Route 71 Blackbird. These aircraft, with their futuristic designs and unprecedented speeds, pushed the boundaries of aviation. But their development required absolute secrecy, reinforcing Area 51's reputation as a black site. Workers lived under strict protocols, with personal lives scrutinized and communications monitored. The base became a world unto itself, a fortress of innovation cloaked in silence. The mystique of Area 51 was born in these early years. Its remoteness, combined with the era's fascination with science fiction and extraterrestrial life, created a perfect storm of curiosity. While the CIA focused on outsmarting the Soviets, the public began to wonder, what else was happening in that desert outpost? The groundwork was laid for Area 51 to become a symbol of government secrecy, a place where the line between fact and fiction would blur. As the Cold War intensified, Area 51's mission grew, setting the stage for decades of speculation. This chapter has peeled back the curtain on its origins, revealing a site built for practical needs, yet destined for infamy. The U-2 was just the beginning. In the chapters to come, we'll explore how Area 51's secrecy fueled wild theories, from alien visitors to shadowy conspiracies, cementing its place as one of the world's greatest mysteries. Area 51 thrives in the public imagination as a hub of extraterrestrial secrets, a place where the government allegedly hides evidence of alien life. This perception didn't emerge in a vacuum. It was fueled by a potent mix of Cold War secrecy, strange sightings in the Nevada sky, and a pivotal event that predates the base itself, the 1947 Roswell incident. This chapter delves into how Roswell and early Area 51 activities sparked the UFO connection, blending fact, speculation, and cultural fascination to create an enduring myth. The Roswell incident began in July 1947, when a rancher near Roswell, New Mexico, discovered unusual debris on his land. The Roswell Army Airfield initially announced it had recovered a flying disc, igniting a media frenzy. Within hours, the military retracted the statement, claiming the debris was from a weather balloon. The explanation satisfied many at the time, but as Area 51 secrecy grew in the 1950s, Roswell became a cornerstone of UFO lore. Conspiracy theorists argued the debris was from an alien spacecraft, and the government's quick cover-up suggested a deeper truth. Though Roswell is 600 miles from Area 51, the two became linked in the public mind. Area 51, established in 1955 for secretive aircraft testing, was a natural candidate for storing supposed alien wreckage. Its remote location and restricted access made it an ideal setting for conspiracy theories. Declassified documents later revealed the Roswell debris was likely from Project Mogul, a classified program using high-altitude balloons to monitor Soviet nuclear tests. The balloon's odd materials, metallic foil, and lightweight beams matched the rancher's description, but the government's silence at the time fueled suspicion. As Area 51 began testing the U-2 spy plane, strange lights appeared in the Nevada sky. Pilots flying at night reported seeing unidentified objects, and locals near Groom Lake noticed glowing shapes moving at impossible speeds. These were likely U-2 test flights, conducted at altitudes and times that made them appear otherworldly. The aircraft's silver wings reflected sunlight, creating bright flashes visible from miles away. In the 1950s, when UFO mania was sweeping America, these sightings were easily mistaken for alien craft. The government's refusal to explain them only deepened the mystery. The cultural climate of the era amplified these stories. Post-World War II America was gripped by fascination with space. Science fiction films like The Day the Earth Stood Still, 1951, and radio broadcasts about flying saucers captivated audiences. The idea of advanced beings visiting Earth seemed plausible, especially as humanity began exploring space itself. Area 51, cloaked in secrecy, became a blank canvas for these fantasies. If the government was hiding revolutionary aircraft, why not aliens? Witness accounts added fuel to the fire. In the late 1950s, truck drivers and hikers near Area 51 reported seeing disc-shaped objects hovering above the desert. One 1957 account described a glowing saucer landing near Groom Lake, only to vanish when approached. Skeptics argue these were misidentified aircraft, possibly the U-2 or early A-12 Oxcar prototypes, whose sleek designs resembled sci-fi depictions of UFOs. Believers, however, saw these as evidence of extraterrestrial activity, with Area 51 as the government's secret lab for studying alien tech. The Air Force's response, or lack thereof, did little to quell speculation. Official statements dismissed UFO sightings as weather phenomena or optical illusions, but the secrecy surrounding Area 51 made these explanations seem hollow. Declassified CIA reports from the 1990s confirmed that U-2 tests caused many UFO reports, as pilots at lower altitudes couldn't identify the high-flying planes. Yet, at the time, the government's silence allowed rumors to flourish. By the 1960s, Area 51 was firmly entrenched in UFO lore, a place where truth was stranger than fiction. Skeptics point out the lack of concrete evidence for aliens at Area 51. No verified photographs, documents, or physical artifacts have surfaced to support claims of extraterrestrial activity. The Roswell debris, when analyzed in later investigations, matched materials used in Project Mogul. Yet believers argue the absence of evidence is itself evidence of a cover-up. They cite the government's history of secrecy, proven by decades of hidden projects at Area 51, as reason to distrust official denials. The UFO connection also reflects a deeper human need to believe in something beyond ourselves. Area 51's inaccessibility made it a perfect symbol for the unknown, a place where the impossible seemed possible. Books like The Roswell Incident 1980 by Charles Berlitz and William Moore popularized the idea that Area 51 housed alien secrets, blending Roswell's story with the base's growing mystique. These narratives resonated with a public wary of government transparency. By the late 20th century, Area 51 was synonymous with UFOs, a link forged by a mix of real events and imaginative leaps. The Roswell incident provided the spark, and Area 51's secrecy fanned the flames. This chapter has explored how misidentified aircraft, cultural fascination, and government silence created a potent myth. In the next chapter, we'll meet a man who took these rumors to new heights, Bob Lazar, whose claims of alien technology at Area 51 would captivate the world and cement the base's place in conspiracy history. In 1989, a man named Bob Lazar stepped into the spotlight, forever altering the narrative surrounding Area 51. With a calm demeanor and a sensational story, he claimed to have worked on reverse engineering alien spacecraft at a secret facility near Groom Lake, known as S4. His allegations, shared in televised interviews, ignited global fascination, transforming Area 51 from a shadowy military base into the epicenter of extraterrestrial conspiracy theories. This chapter examines Lazar's claims, the controversy over his credibility, and the lasting impact of his story on Area 51's mystique. Lazar's tale began in Las Vegas, where he appeared on local TV station Class, initially under the pseudonym Dennis. Speaking with investigative journalist George Knapp, he described working at a hidden site south of Area 51, where the government housed 9 alien spacecraft. These craft, he claimed, were powered by an advanced propulsion system using an element called 115, which enabled anti-gravity and faster-than-light travel. Lazar said he was hired to analyze their technology, working alongside a small team under strict secrecy. His job involved studying the craft's reactors, which he described as compact, glowing spheres defying known physics. The details of Lazar's story were vivid. He spoke of a hangar built into a mountainside at Papoose Lake, where the craft were stored. He described their sleek, metallic surfaces and interiors, with no visible controls, only ergonomic seats for being smaller than humans. He claimed to have read classified briefings confirming extraterrestrial origins, including details of alien autopsies. These accounts, delivered with technical jargon and a matter-of-fact tone, captivated audiences. When Lazar revealed his identity in later interviews, his story exploded, drawing attention to Area 51 like never before. But who was Bob Lazar? He claimed to be a physicist with degrees from MIT and Caltech, employed by Los Alamos National Laboratory before being recruited for the S4 project in 1988. However, skeptics quickly questioned his credentials. No records of his attendance at MIT or Caltech could be verified, and his name was absent from alumni lists. Lazar countered that the government erased his academic history to discredit him, a claim that fueled conspiracy theories, but lacked evidence. A 1982 Los Alamos phone directory listed him as a technician, not a physicist, and colleagues recalled him as a capable but unremarkable worker with an interest in exotic technologies. The controversy over Lazar's background became a lightning rod. Supporters argued his technical knowledge, particularly his descriptions of propulsion systems, was too sophisticated for a fraud. They pointed to his mention of element 115, later synthesized as moscovium in 2003, as prescient, though critics noted the element's properties don't match Lazar's anti-gravity claims. Skeptics also highlighted inconsistencies, like his vague timeline of employment and inability to produce physical evidence. A 1991 FBI raid on his home, which Lazar linked to his disclosures, yielded no documents related to Area 51, only unrelated legal issues involving his side business. Despite the doubts, Lazar's story resonated because it built on Area 51's existing mystique. The base's secrecy, established during the U-2 and F-117 programs, made his claims plausible to a public already suspicious of government cover-ups. His descriptions of S-4 security, hand-scanning devices, and armed guards aligned with what little was known about Area 51's operations. Even skeptics admitted the government's silence on the base lent credence to wild theories. When asked to confirm or deny Lazar's claims, officials offered no comment, a response that conspiracy enthusiasts interpreted as tacit confirmation. The media amplified Lazar's impact. His interviews, rebroadcast widely, inspired books, documentaries, and films. The 1990s saw Area 51 become a cultural phenomenon, with Lazar as its reluctant poster child. Tourists flocked to the Nevada desert, hoping to glimpse the base from nearby hills. The extraterrestrial highway sign, erected near Area 51, became a pilgrimage site. Lazar himself shied away from the spotlight, claiming threats to his life, but his story endured, shaping how the world viewed Area 51. Skeptics offer alternative explanations. Some suggest Lazar's tale was inspired by classified projects, possibly involving advanced propulsion or drone technology. The A-12 Oxguard and later stealth aircraft, tested in secrecy, could have sparked his imagination. Others argue he fabricated the story for attention or profit, though his modest lifestyle and reluctance to capitalize extensively on his fame undermine this theory. UFO researchers remain divided. Some hail Lazar as a whistleblower, while others see him as a charismatic storyteller who exploited Area 51's secrecy. The truth of Lazar's claims may never be known. No physical evidence, photos, documents, or artifacts has surfaced to support his story, yet his impact is undeniable. He gave a face and voice to Area 51's mysteries, turning vague rumors into a detailed narrative of alien technology. His story tapped into a deep-seated desire to believe in something extraordinary, making Area 51 a symbol of the unknown. As we move to the next chapter, we'll explore how Area 51's real innovations, stealth aircraft, and secret tests further blurred the line between fact and fiction, feeding the very myths Lazar helped create. Area 51's legend thrives on tales of aliens and conspiracies, but its true purpose has always been grounded in earthly innovation. The base's remote Nevada desert location made it the perfect proving ground for some of the most advanced military technologies in history, particularly stealth aircraft designed to evade enemy detection. Projects like the F-117 Nighthawk and B-2 Spirit not only reshaped modern warfare, but also fueled the UFO sightings that cemented Area 51's mystique. This chapter explores these groundbreaking developments, their strategic importance, and how their secrecy sparked extraterrestrial speculation. After the U-2 spy plane success in the 1950s, Area 51 became the go-to site for testing classified aircraft. By the 1960s, the Cold War demanded new ways to outmaneuver Soviet radar systems, which were growing more sophisticated. The concept of stealth, aircraft designed to minimize radar detection, emerged as a game-changer. Area 51, with its isolated runways and restricted airspace, was ideal for developing and testing these revolutionary machines, far from enemy spies and curious civilians. The first major stealth project was the Lockheed A-12 Oxguard, a precursor to the State Route 71 Blackbird, tested at Area 51 in the early 1960s. Capable of flying at Mach 3 and 85,000 feet, the A-12's sleek, titanium design and black paint made it nearly invisible to radar. Its test flights, often conducted at night, produced strange lights and shapes in the sky, easily mistaken for UFOs by onlookers. Declassified CIA reports later confirmed that A-12 tests accounted for many UFO sightings reported in the Southwest, as its radical design and high-altitude flights defied conventional aircraft profiles. The F-117 Nighthawk, developed in the 1970s under the codename Have-Blue, marked a leap forward in stealth technology. Unlike traditional aircraft with smooth curves, the F-117 featured angular, faceted surfaces that scattered radar waves. Its black coating absorbed radar signals, making it nearly undetectable. Area 51's Groom Lake runways saw the F-117's first flights in 1981, conducted under strict secrecy. Pilots trained at night, and the base's perimeter was heavily guarded to prevent leaks. The F-117's bizarre, diamond-shaped silhouette looked alien to those who glimpsed it, fueling rumors of extraterrestrial craft. The B-2 Spirit, a stealth bomber tested at Area 51 in the 1980s, pushed the boundaries further. Its flying wing design, resembling a boomerang, minimized radar cross-sections while allowing it to carry heavy payloads. The B-2's tests required vast airspace, and Area 51's restricted zone provided the perfect environment. Like the F-117, its unusual shape and nighttime flights contributed to UFO reports. Civilians near the base reported seeing massive, silent triangles gliding overhead, descriptions that aligned with the B-2's profile but were interpreted as otherworldly by UFO enthusiasts. The secrecy surrounding these projects was paramount. Area 51 operated under a black budget, with funding hidden from public oversight. Workers signed non-disclosure agreements, and access was limited to those with top-security clearances. Aircraft were stored in hangars during the day to avoid satellite detection, and test flights were scheduled to minimize visibility. The CIA and Air Force maintained silence, even when the F-117 was deployed in the 1991 Gulf War, revealing its existence only after years of speculation. This secrecy, while necessary for national security, amplified Area 51's mysterious aura. The link between stealth tests and UFO sightings is well documented. Declassified documents from the 1990s reveal that the Air Force tracked hundreds of UFO reports in the Nevada region, many corresponding to Area 51 test flights. The F-117's angular shape and the B-2's silent, triangular form didn't resemble conventional planes, leading witnesses to assume they saw alien craft. The government's refusal to acknowledge these projects at the time allowed rumors to flourish. When a 1984 F-117 crash near Area 51 was quickly cordoned off, with debris removed under cover of darkness, locals speculated about a downed UFO. These military innovations were strategic triumphs. The F-117's success in the Gulf War demonstrated stealth's value, as it struck targets with precision while evading Iraqi defenses. The B-2, still in use today, remains a cornerstone of U.S. air superiority. Area 51's role in their development underscores its importance as a hub of technological advancement. Yet, the same secrecy that enabled these breakthroughs also invited speculation. The lack of transparency created a vacuum filled by stories of alien technology, especially after Bob Lazar's claims in 1989 amplified public curiosity. Skeptics argue that most Area 51 UFOs can be explained by these projects. The A-12, F-117, and B-2, with their futuristic designs, matched many eyewitness descriptions. Yet believers point out that some sightings predate these aircraft or describe phenomena, like silent hovering or impossible maneuvers, that don't align with known technology. The truth likely lies in a mix of misidentification and the human tendency to see the extraordinary in the unknown. Area 51 stealth programs highlight the paradox at its core, a place of cutting-edge science mistaken for science fiction. The F-117 and B-2, once top secret, are now celebrated achievements, but their development in the shadows fed the very myths that define Area 51 today. As we move to the next chapter, we'll explore how a modern phenomenon, the 2019 Storm Area 51 movement, brought the base's mystique into the digital age, showing how its secrets continue to captivate the world. In the summer of 2019, Area 51 catapulted from conspiracy lore to global pop culture phenomenon with a single Facebook event. Storm Area 51. They can't stop all of us. What began as a tongue-in-cheek meme exploded into a viral sensation, drawing millions of online supporters and thrusting the secretive Nevada base into the spotlight. This chapter explores the origins of the Storm Area 51 movement, its chaotic evolution, the alien stock festival that followed, and what the frenzy revealed about Area 51's enduring grip on the public imagination. The phenomenon started innocently enough. On June 27, 2019, Maddie Roberts, a 20-year-old college student from California, created a Facebook event as a joke. The event description proposed that people gather on September 20th, 2019, at the Area 51 Alien Center, a kitschy tourist stop near the base, and use sheer numbers to overrun the facility. The plan was absurdly simple. Participants would Naruto run, mimicking the arms-back sprint of the anime character Naruto, to dodge bullets and uncover the government's supposed alien secrets. The event's humor resonated with internet culture, blending Area 51's mystique with meme-driven absurdity. Within days, the event went viral. Over 2 million people marked themselves as going, with millions more expressing interest. Memes flooded social media, depicting everything from alien rescue missions to Area 51 guards facing hordes of sprinting meme lords. The internet's love for irony and rebellion fueled the hype, but the scale of the response caught everyone off guard, including Roberts. Major media outlets covered the story, amplifying its reach. The event tapped into a mix of curiosity about Area 51, distrust of government secrecy, and the chaotic energy of online communities. The U.S. military took notice. The Air Force issued a stern warning, stating that Area 51 was a restricted military installation and any attempt to enter would be met with force. Signs around the base already warned of use of deadly force, and security was tightened. The FBI contacted Roberts, who clarified the event was a joke, but the momentum was unstoppable. Local businesses near Area 51, like the Little Ale Inn in Rachel, Nevada, braced for an influx of visitors. Lincoln County, with a population of just 5,000, worried about its capacity to handle crowds. As September approached, the event splintered. Roberts, concerned about safety and logistics, partnered with the Little Ale Inn to organize Alien Stock, a music and camping festival in Rachel to channel the enthusiasm into a safe, celebratory event. Meanwhile, others planned competing gatherings, including one at the Alien Center in Amargosa Valley. The original joke had morphed into a real-world spectacle, with estimates of thousands planning to attend. Nevada officials allocated emergency resources, fearing a humanitarian crisis in the remote desert. On September 20th, the reality was less dramatic than the hype. Only about 2,000 people showed up across various sites, far from the millions who RSVP'd online. In Rachel, Alien Stock drew a mix of UFO enthusiasts, cosplayers, and curious tourists. Attendees enjoyed live music, alien-themed merchandise, and campfires under the stars, but logistical issues, limited food, water, and sanitation marred the experience. A smaller event at the Alien Center featured DJs and art installations, while a few dozen pranksters gathered at Area 51's gates, some attempting the Naruto run for cameras. Only 2 arrests were reported, one for public urination and another for trespassing. The military's presence was heavy but restrained. Armed guards and surveillance ensured no one breached the perimeter. The event's lighthearted chaos contrasted with Area 51's deadly serious security, reminding everyone of the base's untouchable status. Media coverage, from CNN to YouTube influencers, broadcast images of costumed revelers and desert parties, cementing Area 51's place in modern folklore. Why did Storm Area 51 resonate so deeply? It was more than a meme. The event reflected a generational mix of skepticism, humor, and fascination with the unknown. Area 51, long a symbol of government secrecy, was the perfect target for a digitally savvy crowd wary of authority. The idea of storming a forbidden base, even as a joke, tapped into frustrations with institutional opacity. Social media's power to amplify a single post into a global movement showed how Area 51's mystique had evolved from Cold War rumors to Internet-age rebellion. Alien stock, though flawed, highlighted Area 51's cultural weight. The festival drew people seeking community, adventure, or answers, echoing the pilgrimages of UFO enthusiasts decades earlier. It also boosted local economies, with Rachel's businesses selling alien-themed trinkets and lodging. Yet, it underscored the gap between myth and reality. Attendees partied in the desert, but Area 51's gates remained closed, its secrets intact. The Storm Area 51 phenomenon was a fleeting but pivotal moment, blending humor, defiance, and curiosity. It showed how Area 51's legend could unite millions in a shared joke while reinforcing its inaccessibility. As we move to the next chapter, we'll explore other whistleblowers and leaks that have fueled speculation about Area 51, diving deeper into the claims that keep its mysteries alive. Area 51's allure thrives on whispers from those claiming insider knowledge. Beyond Bob Lazar's explosive allegations, other whistleblowers and alleged leaks have fueled speculation about alien bodies, advanced technology, and government cover-ups. These stories, often lacking hard evidence, keep Area 51 at the heart of conspiracy culture. This chapter examines these claims, their sources, and the government's responses, exploring how they sustain the base's mystique while balancing credibility with intrigue. Lazar's 1989 claims set a precedent, but others have followed, each adding layers to Area 51's legend. One early figure was John Lear, a former pilot and UFO enthusiast, who in the 1980s alleged the base housed alien craft and beings. Lear claimed insiders told him of recovered extraterrestrial bodies from crashes like Roswell, stored in Area 51's underground labs. His stories, shared through lectures and newsletters, lacked documentation but gained traction among UFO believers, amplifying the base's reputation as a cosmic cover-up hub. In the 1990s, an anonymous source known as Victor emerged in a documentary, claiming to have smuggled footage of an alien interview from Area 51's S4 facility. The grainy video, showing a humanoid figure in a dimly lit room, sparked debate. Victor alleged the footage was real, leaked to expose government secrets. Skeptics dismissed it as a hoax, citing poor quality and unverifiable origins. No records of Victor's identity or employment surfaced, and the video's authenticity remains unproven, yet it fueled speculation about live aliens at the base. Another figure, David Adair, claimed in the 2000s to have visited Area 51 as a teenager in the 1970s, invited to inspect an alien propulsion system. Adair, a self-proclaimed rocket prodigy, described a glowing engine unlike human technology, stored in a hangar. His story, shared on radio shows and UFO conferences, captivated audiences but lacked corroboration. Critics noted inconsistencies, like his young age and vague timelines, and no evidence confirmed his visit. Still, Adair's technical descriptions echoed Lazar's, reinforcing ideas of extraterrestrial tech. Leaked documents also play a role in Area 51's lore. The Majestic 12 papers, allegedly from the 1940s and leaked in the 1980s, claimed a secret group oversaw alien crash recoveries, with Area 51 as a key site. Declassified in part, the documents described autopsies of non-human bodies and advanced craft. The FBI later labeled them a hoax, citing forged signatures and anachronistic details. Despite this, believers argue some documents remain classified, pointing to Area 51's secrecy as proof of a cover-up. More recent claims include anonymous online posts, particularly on platforms like Reddit, where self-proclaimed insiders describe underground labs housing alien remains or hybrid technologies. One 2018 post detailed a supposed Area 51 worker witnessing non-human entities in cryogenic storage. These accounts, often deleted quickly, lack verifiable details, but spread rapidly, fueled by social media's reach. The 2019 Storm Area 51 meme amplified such leaks, as users speculated about what secrets a mass invasion might uncover. Credibility is a persistent issue. Unlike Lazar, who faced public scrutiny, many whistleblowers remain anonymous, making verification impossible. Lear's claims relied on second-hand stories, and Adair's narrative hinges on his uncorroborated genius. Physical evidence, photos, videos, or documents, is either absent or debunked. The Alien Autopsy, film from 1995, linked to Area 51 by some, was admitted to be a fabrication by its creator. Yet, the lack of evidence is often spun as proof of government erasure, a tactic skeptics find convenient but unconvincing. The government's response has been consistent: silence or denial. The CIA and Air Force rarely acknowledge Area 51 beyond its role in aircraft testing, as declassified in 2013. When pressed about alien claims, officials dismiss them as baseless, citing national security to avoid specifics. This opacity, while protecting classified projects like the F-117 Nighthawk, feeds suspicion. Declassified records show Area 51 security protocols, surveillance, restricted airspace, and armed patrols match whistleblower descriptions, lending a veneer of plausibility to their tales. Why do these stories persist? They tap into distrust of authority, especially in an era of government secrecy. Area 51's documented history of hiding projects like the U-2 and B-2 makes wilder claims seem possible. Whistleblowers, whether genuine or opportunistic, offer a narrative of rebellion, promising to unveil truths the powerful conceal. Their stories also reflect a human desire for wonder, casting Area 51 as a gateway to cosmic mysteries. Skeptics argue most claims stem from misinterpretations or fabrications. Advanced aircraft, like the triangular B-2, could explain alien craft sightings. Underground facilities, while real for storage and testing, likely house mundane equipment, not extraterrestrial artifacts. Yet, believers counter that the government's secrecy invites speculation, and the absence of evidence doesn't disprove the extraordinary. The truth remains elusive, buried in the desert or lost in the noise of competing narratives. These whistleblowers and leaks have kept Area 51's mysteries alive, each story adding to its lore. As we move to the next chapter, we'll explore how Area 51's influence extends beyond the desert, shaping pop culture and reflecting humanity's fascination with the unknown. Area 51 is more than a military base. It's a cultural icon, woven into the fabric of films, television, books, and games. Its shadowy reputation as a hub of government secrets and alien mysteries has made it a go-to setting for storytellers, amplifying its mythos and shaping how the world views this remote Nevada outpost. From blockbuster movies to cult TV shows, Area 51's presence in pop culture has blurred the line between fact and fiction, turning a real place into a symbol of the unknown. This chapter explores key portrayals and their impact on public perception. One of the most iconic depictions came in 1996 with Independence Day. The film, a sci-fi spectacle, portrayed Area 51 as a secret facility housing a crashed alien spacecraft and preserved extraterrestrial bodies. When Earth faces an alien invasion, the base becomes humanity's last hope, complete with underground labs and a captured UFO. The movie's vivid imagery, sterile hangars, alien autopsies, and advanced tech cemented Area 51's image as a clandestine alien research center. Its box office success brought the base to a global audience, embedding its mystique in mainstream culture. Television has also embraced Area 51's allure, most notably in The X-Files. Airing from 1993 to 2002, the series followed FBI agents Mulder and Scully as they uncovered government conspiracies, with Area 51 featuring prominently in episodes like Dreamland, 1998. The show depicted the base as a hub for alien technology and cover-ups, guarded by Black Ops forces. Its blend of paranoia and mystery resonated with viewers, reinforcing Area 51 as a place where truth is hidden. The X-Files influenced a generation, making the base synonymous with UFOs and government deceit. Books have further fueled the fascination. The Area 51 series by Robert Doherty, a pseudonym for Bob Mayer, starting in 1997, imagines the base as a front for an ancient alien-human conflict. These novels blend military thriller elements with extraterrestrial lore, portraying Area 51 as a battleground for cosmic secrets. Similarly, nonfiction works like Annie Jacobson's 2011 book Area 51, an uncensored history of America's top-secret military base, mix declassified facts with speculative claims, such as a controversial theory linking Roswell to Soviet experiments. These books keep Area 51 in the public eye, blending truth with tantalizing what-ifs. Video games have also capitalized on Area 51's mystique. The 2005 game Area 51 casts players as a soldier infiltrating the base to battle alien mutants and uncover conspiracies. Its detailed depiction of underground labs and secret experiments draws heavily on Bob Lazar's claims, immersing players in a world of sci-fi intrigue. Other games, like Call of Duty, Black Ops, feature Area 51 as a multiplayer map, complete with hangars and desert vistas, embedding the base in gaming culture. These portrayals amplify Area 51's myths by leaning into its secrecy. In Independence Day, the government conceals aliens until a crisis forces disclosure, mirroring real-world distrust of official silence. The X-Files thrives on the tension between skepticism and belief, with Area 51 as a backdrop for unprovable truths. These stories don't just reflect public curiosity, they shape it, creating a feedback loop where fiction fuels speculation. After Independence Day, tourist traffic to Nevada's extraterrestrial highway surged, with visitors hoping to glimpse the real base. The cultural impact is undeniable. Area 51 has become a shorthand for conspiracy and the unknown, referenced in everything from The Simpsons to internet memes. The 2019 Storm Area 51 event, explored in Chapter 5, drew inspiration from pop culture's portrayal of the base as a forbidden vault of secrets. Social media amplified this, with users joking about liberating aliens and scenes straight out of sci-fi. These depictions make Area 51 more than a place. It's a narrative device, a symbol of what might be hidden. Yet, pop culture often diverges from reality. Declassified documents confirm Area 51's role in testing aircraft, like the U-2 and F-117 Nighthawk, not aliens. The base's secrecy, necessary for national security, invites creative license. Films and shows exaggerate underground facilities and extraterrestrial experiments, ignoring the mundane truth of military R&D. Still, some argue these portrayals aren't entirely baseless. Whistleblowers like Lazar describe similar labs, and the government's silence leaves room for imagination. The blend of fact and fiction is Area 51's cultural power. Pop culture doesn't just reflect the base's mystique, it expands it, turning a remote airfield into a global legend. Each movie, show, or book adds to the narrative, making Area 51 a canvas for humanity's fascination with the unknown. As we move to the next chapter, we'll explore the psychological and sociological forces behind this obsession, delving into why Area 51's secrecy continues to captivate. Area 51's mystique transcends its physical boundaries, rooted not just in its secretive operations, but in the human mind's response to the unknown. The base's enduring allure stems from a potent mix of government secrecy, psychological impulses, and societal dynamics that fuel conspiracy theories and fascination. This chapter delves into the science behind Area 51's grip on the imagination, exploring how secrecy breeds curiosity, why people embrace conspiracies, and what experts say about this phenomenon. Secrecy is Area 51's lifeblood. From its inception in the 1950s, the base operated under a veil of classified protocols. Projects like the U-2, F-117 Nighthawk, and B-2 Spirit were developed in a world of black budgets, hidden from public and even congressional oversight. The CIA and Air Force enforced strict measures. Workers signed non-disclosure agreements, communications were monitored, and the base was erased from maps. Declassified documents, released decades later, confirm Area 51's role in military innovation, but during its peak secrecy, official silence was absolute. This opacity, necessary for national security, created a vacuum where speculation thrived. Psychologically, humans are wired to seek answers in ambiguity. Dr. Karen Douglas, a social psychologist specializing in conspiracy theories, explains that uncertainty triggers a need to impose order on chaos. Area 51's lack of transparency, coupled with sightings of strange lights from test flights, prompted people to fill the gap with extraordinary explanations. Aliens, a concept already popularized by 1950s sci-fi, became a natural fit. The brain's pattern-seeking nature, known as apophenia, leads people to connect unrelated events, like Roswell's debris and Area 51's secrecy, into a narrative of cosmic cover-ups. Sociologically, Area 51's mystery reflects distrust in institutions. The Cold War era, marked by government lies about projects like MKUltra and the Vietnam War, eroded public faith. Area 51, a place the government barely acknowledged, became a symbol of hidden truths. Sociologist Dr. Joseph Osinski notes that conspiracy theories flourish when people feel powerless against authority. For many, Area 51 represents a government withholding knowledge, whether about aliens or advanced tech, that could reshape society. This distrust fueled stories from whistleblowers like Bob Lazar, whose claims resonated with the skeptical public. The allure of conspiracy theories also lies in their simplicity. Complex realities, like stealth aircraft development, are less compelling than tales of alien visitors. Dr. Michael Shermer, a science writer, argues that conspiracies offer a monocausal explanation for messy truths. Area 51's secrecy makes it a perfect canvas for such narratives, as its restricted nature prevents direct refutation. The 2019 Storm Area 51 meme, with millions jokingly vowing to uncover aliens, showed how these theories, even when humorous, tap into a collective desire for revelation. Government tactics amplify this cycle. The U.S. military's use of disinformation, like claiming U-2 crashes were weather balloon incidents, reinforced suspicion. When Francis Gary Powers' U-2 was shot down in 1960, the government's false cover story deepened mistrust. Area 51 security measures, armed patrols, restricted airspace, and signs warning of deadly force create an impression of something worth hiding. Even declassified reports, which detail mundane testing, are seen by some as incomplete, with the real secrets still buried. Experts also highlight the role of community in sustaining Area 51's mystique. UFO believers form tight-knit groups, sharing stories at conferences or online forums. These communities, as sociologist Dr. Ted Gortzel explains, provide a sense of belonging and purpose, reinforcing belief in Area 51 as a site of cosmic significance. The base's portrayal in pop culture, from Independence Day to the X-Files, further embeds it in collective consciousness, creating a feedback loop where fiction and belief intertwine. The science of secrecy reveals why Area 51 endures as a mystery. Psychologically, it satisfies a need for meaning. Sociologically, it channels distrust in community. And culturally, it's amplified by media. Skeptics argue that the base's secrets are likely prosaic, advanced aircraft, not aliens, but the lack of transparency invites endless speculation. As Dr. Douglas notes, as long as there's secrecy, there will be conspiracies. Area 51's closed gates ensure its story remains open-ended. This chapter has unpacked the forces behind Area 51's grip on the imagination. As we move to the next chapter, we'll explore theories of underground bases and hidden labs, diving deeper into the speculative heart of Area 51's legend. Area 51's surface, a dusty runway and scattered hangars, tells only part of its story. Beneath the Nevada desert, conspiracy theorists claim a hidden world of tunnels, bunkers, and secret labs thrives, housing everything from alien artifacts to advanced weapons. These theories of underground facilities, fueled by whistleblowers and sparse evidence, amplify the base's mystique. This chapter explores these subterranean speculations, their origins, and the known facts about Area 51's infrastructure, separating myth from reality while probing the allure of what lies beneath. The idea of underground bases at Area 51 took root in the 1980s, largely through Bob Lazar's claims. He described facility at S4, near Papoose Lake, with hangars carved into a mountainside and hidden labs below ground. Lazar alleged these housed alien spacecraft, accessed via tunnels and guarded by high-tech security. His vivid descriptions, elevators descending into vast complexes, captured imaginations, suggesting Area 51 was more than a remote airfield. Other whistleblowers, like John Lear, echoed these claims, alleging miles of tunnels linked Area 51 to nearby test sites, used for secret experiments. Speculation about underground facilities often centers on their purpose. Conspiracy theorists propose they store extraterrestrial remains, like those from the Roswell crash, or reverse-engineered alien technology. Some claim labs conduct human-alien hybrid experiments or develop anti-gravity propulsion, building on Lazar's element 115 narrative. More terrestrial theories suggest the facilities house advanced weapons, such as hypersonic missiles or laser systems, tested away from prying eyes. The secrecy of Area 51's operations makes any of these possibilities seem plausible to believers. Limited evidence supports these claims. Satellite images show extensive infrastructure at Area 51, hangars, runways, and buildings, but no clear signs of vast underground complexes. Declassified documents confirm the base has storage areas and maintenance facilities, some likely below ground for protection from satellite surveillance. Military bases often use bunkers for secure storage or testing, as seen at the nearby Nevada test site, where nuclear experiments were conducted underground. This lends credence to the idea of subsurface facilities, but their scale and purpose remain speculative. Eyewitness accounts add to the lore. In the 1990s, a truck driver claimed to have delivered supplies to a hidden entrance near Groom Lake, describing a tunnel descending into the earth. Another report, from an alleged former security guard in 2005, detailed a multi-level complex with labs and strange machinery. These stories, shared on radio shows or online forums, lack verification and often contradict each other. Skeptics argue they stem from misinterpretations of mundane facilities or outright fabrication, inspired by Area 51's reputation. Geological realities cast doubt on expansive underground bases. The Groom Lake region sits on hard, volcanic rock, making large-scale tunneling costly and difficult. While small bunkers are feasible, a sprawling subterranean city, as some claim, would require engineering on a scale hard to conceal. Construction debris, ventilation systems, or seismic activity would likely be detected, yet no concrete evidence has surfaced. Still, believers argue advanced technology, perhaps alien-derived, could enable such feats, hidden from satellite or public scrutiny. The government's silence fuels these theories. Declassified records acknowledge Area 51's role in aircraft testing, but say little about its infrastructure. The base's restricted airspace and heavy security, armed patrols, motion sensors, and cameras suggest something worth protecting. When asked about underground facilities, officials offer no comment, a stance that skeptics see as pragmatic but believers interpret as confirmation of secrets. The 2013 CIA report on Area 51, which detailed U-2 testing, omitted any mention of subsurface labs, leaving room for speculation. Culturally, the idea of hidden depths resonates. Underground bases evoke sci-fi tropes, from secret lairs to forbidden knowledge. Pop culture, like The X-Files or Independence Day, portrays Area 51 as a subterranean fortress, reinforcing these images. The human psyche, drawn to mysteries, finds the notion of a hidden world compelling. As psychologist Dr. Karen Douglas notes, secrecy invites imagination, and Area 51's inaccessibility makes it a perfect stage for such fantasies. Skeptics offer simpler explanations. Underground facilities, if they exist, likely serve practical purposes, storing classified equipment, protecting sensitive tests, or housing personnel. The base's expansion since the 1950s, visible in satellite imagery, includes new buildings and runways, suggesting surface growth over subterranean sprawl. UFO sightings, often linked to underground labs, align with known aircraft like the B-2 Spirit, tested above ground. Yet the absence of definitive proof keeps the door open to wilder theories. The underground mythos of Area 51 reflects its broader enigma, a place where secrecy breeds stories. Whether hiding aliens or missiles, the idea of a hidden world captures the imagination. As we move to the final chapter, we'll look to the future, exploring Area 51's ongoing role and whether its secrets might one day be revealed. Area 51, a name synonymous with secrecy, stands at a crossroads. For decades, it has been a crucible for military innovation and a lightning rod for conspiracy theories. As technology evolves and global threats shift, what role does this remote Nevada base play today? And what might its future hold? This final chapter speculates on Area 51's ongoing mission, the possibility of declassification, and its lasting legacy as a cultural icon, exploring how a once-hidden outpost continues to captivate the world. Area 51 remains an active military testing site, its runways and hangars buzzing with classified projects. Declassified records confirm its history of developing game-changing aircraft like the U-2, F-117 Nighthawk, and B-2 Spirit. Today, experts believe the base focuses on next-generation technologies, hypersonic aircraft, advanced drones, and directed energy weapons like lasers. Satellite imagery shows expanded facilities, including new hangars and runways, suggesting ongoing investment. The Air Force's Next-Generation Air Dominance Program, aimed at sixth-generation fighters, likely uses Area 51's isolated airspace for prototype tests, shielded from foreign surveillance. The rise of artificial intelligence and autonomous systems points to new possibilities. Area 51 may be testing AI-driven drones or cyber warfare tools, requiring the same secrecy that cloaked earlier projects. Its remote location and restricted airspace make it ideal for experimenting with technologies too sensitive for public ranges. While no official statements confirm these activities, the base's history suggests it remains a hub for cutting-edge defense research, adapting to modern warfare's demands. Could declassification demystify Area 51? The 2013 CIA release of U-2 program details was a rare glimpse into the base's past, prompted by Freedom of Information Act requests. Similar disclosures about the F-117 and A-12 followed, but only decades after their use. Current projects, likely years from operational deployment, remain tightly guarded. Experts like historian Dr. Peter Merlin argue that declassification lags by 20 to 30 years to protect national security. Partial releases may come, but Area 51's core operations, especially underground facilities, if they exist, will likely stay secret, fueling speculation about aliens or exotic tech. Conspiracy theories will persist, driven by the base's opacity. The 2019 Storm Area 51 meme showed how digital culture amplifies its mystique, and social media ensures new rumors spread instantly. Claims of alien technology, like those from Bob Lazar, continue to inspire online communities. Future leaks or whistleblowers could reignite debates, especially if unverified videos or documents surface. The absence of concrete evidence, coupled with Area 51's restricted access, guarantees its place in the conspiracy pantheon, even as mundane explanations, like drone testing, explain many mysteries. Culturally, Area 51 is a juggernaut. Its presence in films like Independence Day, TV shows like The X-Files, and games like Call of Duty has made it a global symbol of the unknown. The extraterrestrial highway, lined with alien-themed shops, draws tourists seeking a brush with the forbidden. Future media will likely continue this trend, blending fact and fiction to keep Area 51 relevant. The base's legacy as a cultural touchstone ensures its story evolves, whether through Hollywood blockbusters or viral TikTok challenges. What if Area 51's secrets were fully revealed? A complete declassification, though unlikely, could expose a prosaic reality, a high-tech testing ground, not an alien vault. Yet, as sociologist Dr. Joseph Osinski notes, conspiracy believers often reject official accounts, seeing them as further cover-ups. Even a transparent Area 51 might not shed its mystique, as the human need for mystery, explored in Chapter 8, would find new outlets. The base's legend is bigger than its reality, rooted in our desire to believe in something extraordinary. Looking ahead, Area 51's role may shift as technology outpaces its isolation. Commercial satellites and drones make secrecy harder, though the base's countermeasures, camouflage, restricted airspace, adapt. Emerging threats, like cyber warfare or space-based conflicts, could redefine its mission. If space becomes the next frontier, Area 51 might test orbital defense systems, tying its future to the cosmos it's long been associated with in myth. Area 51's legacy is dual, a crucible of innovation and a mirror of human curiosity. It has shaped aviation and defense, from the U-2 to the B-2, while inspiring endless speculation. Whether testing hypersonic jets or guarding imagined aliens, it remains a paradox, a real place cloaked in fantasy. As we close this book, Area 51 stands as a testament to the power of secrecy, a desert enigma that continues to challenge what we believe is possible.